Japan's Prime Minister marking expected winners of Sunday's elections. When the final votes were tallied, of 125 upper house seats, 35 were won by women, a record number. It's seen as reflecting gradual change in a country where men dominate the political landscape, especially as a record number of female candidates also stood.
They really shake up Japanese politics, and I think they really have paved the way for what Japanese politics might look like in the future in terms of, where women are in Japanese politics. So I'm very hopeful about that.
It's not just Japan with a political culture seen as hostile to women. Over in South Korea, many women felt misogyny was at play in the country's recent presidential elections, with the man who later won pledging to abolish the country's Ministry of Gender Equality and Family. He said it promotes policies unfair to men. But things are different in neighbour Taiwan, which leads the way in Asia. Its percentage of women in the national parliament is even higher than a lot of Western countries.
43% of Taiwan's legislators are women, and this is the presidential palace, where currently the highest elected woman in the land sits.
And unlike the dozen other female leaders in Asia in recent decades, President Tsai Ing-wen doesn't follow a father, brother, or husband into power. Observers say Taiwan's vibrant history of women's activism and gender quotas have helped get more women into office. But even Tsai has faced barriers.
A single woman without a family, she has certainly experienced a lot of gender-based discrimination, right, throughout her campaigns. For example, when she was running for her first presidential term, even the men in her own party question her ability, right? They question whether or not someone like her, a woman who wears a skirt, even though we never really see Tsai Ing-wen in a skirt, whether or not a woman could be the commander-in-chief.
And there are more women in the commander-in-chief's office. Kulas Yotaka has served as the president's spokesperson for 2 years and wants to see more women at the highest levels of government.
It's very important and it's encouraging. Now so many women would think, oh, why not? Maybe I can do something important, something big like President Tsai.
Kulas will soon step down to run for office herself as the first indigenous magistrate or highest county official of Hualien on Taiwan's east coast.
As a woman, especially an indigenous woman, there are too many stereotypes and restrictions imposed on me. Running for election, I can actually bring a new perspective to Hualien. That's what I think, and not just for Hualien, and also in Taiwan.
Taiwan is already seen as a regional role model for gender representation. But even those who broke the barriers feel more needs to be done for a fairer, more diverse political landscape. Asnaya, Chou, Piper Yo, and Louise for TaiwanPlus.